Let's jam.
I think we're good. I think we're good. I don't know what these guys are doing, but you can ask them.
Okay, yeah, I hear it.
Is it good?
Yeah, it looks like it's good. What are you doing, Miles? I just noticed that the video that.
I don't know what these guys are doing, man.
What the hell, dude? Okay.
He's on mute.
So yeah, you guys might have forgotten who we were. We forget who we were too. Don't worry, it's understandable. It's been a long time, as always.
Yeah, we make an appearance once a year. No big
deal. At least
deal.
once a year.
Once a year.
And you know what? You guys should be grateful we come once a year. Just saying.
Yeah, they were trying to make a statement or something, but I got my vaccine, so.
Listen, okay, we're doing.
Shit, what do you mean?
We're doing socially distant. Okay.
The only one here that is vaccinated.
We're doing socially distant. Okay, look, that's why we have the masks on. Miles, for some reason, has glasses because he's scared. Okay, the droplets that hit your eyes. You know.
Oh yeah.
But hey, how has everyone been? You know, it's been a long time. Welcome back to the AniBrigade. Our I don't know, 4th episode, I think, right?
Fourth on this channel. Well, 3, I think.
This show on. I gotta take one. No,
yeah,
I got this.
Yeah, take them off. Come on.
Oh. No, that actually bothers the shit.
Enough with the commentary.
It wasn't trying to be commentary, but
I know, I'm just kidding.
What's up, guys? How y'all doing?
Yeah, we're super safe because we don't want to make sure that our possible virus gets through the computer.
Yeah. And we don't want to turn into Titans.
Right, we don't want to turn into Titans. Okay, that's very possible. I see we have so many people already in the chat. We have Nick, we have Neko, Kisia, Yuki.
Yes.
Ourselves, obviously. It's nice to see you guys. You're loyal fans.
Guys, it would mean a lot. We went from, I think, 4 watchers to 10 watchers now. Yo, that's awesome. So if you guys want to do us a little service so that way we possibly get more people in here, go ahead. Retweet the tweet that we put out. We either mine, Aaron's.
We kind of forgot we had a Twitter.
Or even the official, which we suggest you follow as well.
The official Twitter that we forgot existed.
Occasionally see something.
Yes.
Occasionally something will pop up.
It was
also, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the like button, because that helps us out.
Yeah, it helps us out, so we'll come back in half a year instead of next year.
The next time we come back will be like 3 months from now, instead of being like.
Just before we get things started, we just wanted to give a shout out to one of our sponsors, Raid Shadow Legends.
No, we're not actually sponsored by Raid.
No, dude, it's Barnes and Noble. Get it right.
Barnes and Noble.
Barnes and Noble, man. Come on.
Which, listen, they got a lot of prop for me though recently when they did the whole thing with Berserk. When they got some prop for me. That was cool to see them.
Which actually has to do with our first topic, as you guys can see.
Yeah, so we're gonna transition to that.
Yes,
actually.
That was nice. That was nice.
Yes, it worked out. See.
But yeah, it's been a minute. Hopefully it's just not the same as it used to be. It's just not like we don't like we used to have a lot more time. We just don't have as much time anymore. To be honest,
we're adults now.
Yeah, it's kind of just crazy in a way to look back on like when we actually did have time. So
yeah,
but it is what it is. Some things out of our control. And our schedules are kind of different, so
it's not because we're lazy, okay? It's not because of that,
and it's not because I wake up at 4 in the afternoon,
and it's not because I'm up at 3 o'clock in the morning working. It's not that. Definitely not that.
It is definitely not my fault. Okay,
it's definitely not Miles' fault.
Let me just make that clear.
It's definitely not my fault. I'm available whenever. So
these guys just never want to get together.
Here we go. Here we go. The truth comes out. First topic. Screw the first topic. Now we're gonna talk about this shit.
I'm always the ringleader.
At least I work on the thumbnails.
Yeah, at least you do.
That's the only thing you do.
Let's
not do this, man. Let's not do this, man.
Anyways,
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, guys.
No, we are. We all participate our own ways.
Yeah, but we are back, and we were talking about like you know, Aaron said, giving some props at Barnes and Noble for the Berserk stuff. Even Amazon as well. Because I saw they dropped the prices on the deluxe volumes, which is like
they dropped all of them. I think like 20%
you know
or
what's
something.
pretty sick is that I actually did see. I think somebody was working. I saw like a tweet of somebody who works at Barnes and Nobles or one of the bookshops, and they literally put like kind of like a sticky note on it to say show your leave your mark.
Oh yeah, I saw that. I saw that.
Kentaro Miura, and everybody started putting up post-it notes of like the Berserk brand and all that. I thought that was really neat. I was like, damn, I wish more like stores would kind of like do that to pay homage for artists and all that.
And by the way, not to interrupt, because I know there might be a few people out there. In case you haven't unfortunately heard the bad news, it happened. Actually, technically happened at what, like, it was May 6th, but we didn't get the news
is when he officially passed away.
Right, but we didn't get the news until like the 15th or 16th. But Kentaro Miura passed away. He was the creator of Berserk. He obviously probably one of the most well-known manga series out there of all time. It's probably the staple of the reason why we have dark fantasy manga still to this day, and done the way it's done. You can see its legacy in everything. I mean, Final Fantasy. You can see it in JRPGs in general. You can see it in various other anime, manga.
Dark Souls was literally inspired by Berserk.
Dark Souls has like 1,000,001 references to Berserk, from armors to symbolism to everything. It's crazy.
Yeah,
it really is. And you know, he passed away, and it left a big gap for a lot of people because you know he was such a valued member of the manga world, and he passed away. That was really hard for a lot of people. I mean, I won't lie. I was devastated by that. I know Miles was definitely devastated by it.
Yeah,
and it was out of nowhere. I mean, I don't think did anyone. No one saw that shit coming. It just happened. But that's how life is, unfortunately. You know, people do pass away suddenly, and that does happen from time to time.
Yeah.
But you know, that's why we're going to talk about you know, Kentaro Miura's legacy, the impact of what he's done. We'll probably share some stories with you guys on various things that, you know, how it's impacted us. You know,
and we don't want this to be like it's not gonna be like sad, like, right? I think more so it's kind of like a celebration of you know, obviously Kentaro Miura and his work. And
exactly,
I don't know, just for me, it's just like it's sad that, you know, before we transition to like celebrating and talk and, you know, those kinds of things, like for me, it just feels like I'm almost like used to like just these kinds of things happening. So it's like with Mac Miller, with Kobe Bryant, for example, like those are like, those are like the two big names for me. That's like when that happened, I just like was sitting there and I just like, I wasn't even sad. I wasn't even like, I was just like, I'm just sitting here like, what the hell do I even do? You know, it was just like one of those things. And it's just like, you don't, it's one of those things you just don't want to believe. And then as it kind of goes on, it's like, oh, it actually starts sinking in, like, this actually happened, even though it's still hard to believe, because like these people are human beings, right? Like I know like a lot of people can just like, authors are human beings. They're not like these higher, like, although some people it may seem like that to some people sometimes, like that these authors and creators and musicians and all that are like these higher beings. Like they're all human beings. As well, right? So it's just like everybody, you know, it doesn't matter how much money you have or where you're at or what you did or whatever. When you die, like everybody dies. You know, that's just something that happens. It's life, like Aaron said. So, you know, it at first I was like, damn, like, is this actually a thing? I was just kind of in shock. I didn't even, and I'm not really
trust me.
I'm not a super emotional person in general, but this is one that, just like Mac Miller, just like Kobe Bryant, like this one really, really got to me because, you know, Berserk and just what Kentaro Miura crafted and what he meant to obviously the world, you know, with manga, with anime, even as well, with everything, right? It's just, you know, this is one that really hurts, you know, and I've kind of like am moving on slowly from it. I'm one of those people. I know a lot of people it may take them a lot longer, which everybody grieves differently and all of that. But me, I more so, it's been easier for me to get over it because I'm seeing a lot of people just posting these beautiful fan
Hey,
arts or reminiscing about the series.
Unknown reviews. We just blocked you for that, so
Yeah, don't say it's
you can
Oh, what
you can get
happened?
out of here. I know exactly who you are too, so we're blocking you for that. So get out of here.
I didn't even
We don't
see.
need that
It's
negativity.
probably better that I didn't see what
No,
the.
but yeah,
It's
we'll talk
directed
about it
towards you, and it's pretty obvious who it is.
Oh, okay.
I mean, that name
I know
alone
now.
is-
I know now.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
We don't
Okay.
need that
Yeah.
negativity.
But yeah, what this is about is really just celebrating Kentaro Miura, celebrating Berserk. You know, we're gonna talk about just maybe like some of our favorite things about, like, necessarily about Berserk or just with Kentaro Miura as a whole, just like our experiences and all that. So
Yeah.
I don't know
really
who.
fast. Really fast. I just want to bring up a good point Nick brought up, and it shows how sensitive a lot of people are. And I think you guys can agree. Is that people didn't even care that Kentaro Miura, when he passed away, everyone was more caring about the work of Berserk. And I mean, I get,
Yeah.
people love Berserk, but to say, oh yeah, what's Berserk coming out next? Oh, what they're gonna do with it? Is it gonna continue? That should be the least of your concerns.
Right.
Is how the series could continue. The fact that he passed away is the more impactful, the more prominent issue. And they're talking about, oh, when's it coming out? Is it gonna stop? Is it never gonna come out again? Come on, man. That's unnecessary.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like I said, like people, like a lot of people have a hard time, like they can't, or they don't understand the difference between like the human, the actual person behind the thing, and the actual work. They just like, which it makes sense, like you associate one another, but it's like when just a human being. I know it's Kentaro Miura, right? So he's someone very popular, very famous. Someone like him passes away, okay, but like when you're talking about Berserk, and then it's like you're not even talking about Kentaro Miura, and you could just like, especially like the people hating on the work and all that, or just like Aaron was talking about, it's like it's kind of disrespectful, especially like you can have your opinion about the series, but it's the way certain people come across where it's just like it's very disrespectful. I saw a lot of that. But there's been mostly, like, I would say like 90, like upwards of 90 something % of positivity. People people making these awesome fan arts, like the stuff we mentioned with Barnes and Noble, like a lot of awesome things, we're seeing come out of this, and that has helped me cope a lot more, and it's helped me move on maybe quicker than I thought I would, honestly, because it's someone like Kentaro Miura. But like just thinking back on my experience reading Berserk and a lot of my favorite moments in the series, and then seeing these fan arts, seeing the colorings, seeing just people's threads. I've saw some awesome threads like on Twitter and whatnot, some awesome YouTube videos on it as well.
Yeah,
it's helped me out a lot. So I think, and I just wish the community could always kind of be like this. Like it's just kind of sad, and this could maybe I'm spiral into maybe a deeper conversation. I don't know, but it's like people come together when there's like death, and I like it's just
that's so true.
Because then because then what I would see is like literally the next day or two, it's like the people that were coming together and like sympathizing with each other and giving each other support, the next day they're firing at each other again, like with insults and whatever. And it's just like just yesterday everyone's coming together, and it's like it should always be like that. I know it's the internet and whatnot, and
stand to them, man. Keyboard warriors.
But it's just like, damn, I wish it wasn't like that, but
a lot of people won't say what they say online in person. A lot of people
hell no.
A lot of people won't. They think they have either a sense of entitlement, or they just have their big boy or big girl pants on.
They feel protected
and
behind the keyboard.
Yeah, they're really not. You know what I mean? It's like if you have nothing to say of value, don't say anything at all. Like you know what I mean? Especially when it comes down to somebody's death. I mean, if you're gonna make fun of somebody's death to begin with, like seriously, you are a horrible piece of. Anyway,
yeah, like I don't care if you if you dislike Berserk, whatever, but it's just like the person and the work have nothing to like really do like with each other when you really think about it. Like yes, this person created this work, but it's a human being, right? Like you're gonna go out the same way that this person went out. That's like for any example, and would you want someone to be like that towards your your death? It's just very disrespectful. Or someone in your family, right? Like It's just
And
people don't think about that stuff. A lot of people don't think about things before they say them, which, like, I know it's the internet again, and I know there's a lot of probably younger people on the internet too. So I feel like once a lot of these people do grow up and reach this point, they'll look back and be like, because I mean, even me, like, there's stuff that I look back on when I was like playing Call of Duty MW2 in the game chat lobbies, talking so much shit, and probably saying things that
God.
like I wouldn't say now. But I look back on that, and I'm just like, me and my friends were so stupid, you know. But you grow up, you learn, you live and you learn, as they say. And
of course,
you know, but there are grown people that are really have been disrespectful as well. It's like,
but you know, but the beauty of it is that we have, like you pointed out before, and we all did, is that there's more positivity than negativity.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And I mean, like, for example, and I know you guys are going to talk about eventually the Final Fantasy thing, where Final Fantasy 14 Online, and Miles even talked about it in a video that he made on his channel, where they had a whole line on every single server that they could of people with the was it Dark Knight class?
Yeah, I believe so. It was one of the class. I'm not too familiar with Final Fantasy, but I forget
the exact name, so I apologize if I'm wrong. But I think it was the Dark Knight class where everyone had their biggest swords out, and
that was awesome.
Just paying tribute to, because Dark Knight class is inspired by Berserk. It's inspired by Guts, and that's the whole concept of it. It shows how, you know, people are aware that this man had such an impact on the world in general. Not even just manga, but it went so far beyond that.
Like, and literally, I mean, go ahead.
No, and the thing is that it's amazing because it's that moment of positivity that like Nate put up before, that shows that the internet can be a beautiful place. You know, when it's functioning on the right gears, instead of being, you know, full of trolls and people, you know, complaining about something, or, oh, my series is better than yours. You know, sometimes it's nice to see, but I wish it wouldn't be that always because someone dies. That's when people come out and be nice for one another. It should be beyond that too, but
it's like, I just wish the internet could always be like that, you know. But
that'd be the perfect world, you know?
I mean, despite the fact that, you know, he is now, you know, gone, it's like, as Memory said, like, it's the time to celebrate. I mean, kind of like what we've been mentioning about before. It's like, you know, he inspired so many people. It wasn't just like, you know, he inspired manga artists. I mean, he did inspire manga artists, because if you look at like how everybody responded to it once they found out the news, you had Hiro Mashima, the creator of Fairy Tail and Eden Zero. He was like, I can't believe this, you know. We had Makoto Yukimura, author of Vinland Saga. He was like, you can't be serious. You know what I mean? I mean, if people are checking in with Makoto Yukimura's personal health and whatnot now with this news and whatnot, and he's like, trust me, I'm gonna be okay and whatnot, blah 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 blah. But you know, you have, you know, various other creators that are coming out with this, and I'm not just talking about manga artists, but like, you know, there's creators like me, Aaron, you know, Memory, you know, that have all been impacted from an anime or a manga, whatever it might be, and people are just sharing their, you know, moments that they've had with Berserk. I mean, a lot of fan art has even come out of like Guts, Casca, and you know, the whole gang and whatnot, and it's like, man, I love seeing moments like that, you know, and it sucks too, because like, going back to kind of like how I heard about the news, I was just like, I was getting ready for bed one night, and then all of a sudden I just went on my phone, went on Twitter for a bit, and then I saw the news, and I'm like, what?
It's fake, dude.
That's what I thought at first too. That's probably everyone's.
I see you guys posted in the DM, and I was like, wait, no, that sounds like bullshit. Like,
that's probably everyone's first reaction, right? Like, this can't be real, or this is fake.
It can't be real, and it's very ironic in a sense too, because kind of going back to like, you know, the making fun of, you know, but I mean, there were moments where a lot of Berserk fans thought that Kentaro Miura was going to pass before he finished Berserk.
You know, I mean, like, I've always I made the joke about that, but I always felt that myself, because it's been since the 80s when Berserk came out, really started. And I'm not saying he was old. He wasn't that old. He was like 58, not even.
He was 54.
Mid 54.
Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, he's in mid 50s, and that's not old at all. But I used to always say that the guy's probably going to pass away before he finishes Berserk, because it took Berserk. I mean, he crafted Berserk. You know, it's like it was his child. And he made sure to always take his time with that. You know, he wanted to do it his own way. I mean, many people forget that Berserk probably would have been done if it was done by a bigger company. Like if they would have had a bigger publisher behind it, it probably would have been done ages ago because they would have the power, they would have the resources. But Mira was always hell bent on saying, "This is my work. This is my pride and joy." You know, he had small teams always working on it. He had to make sure his publishers
and
were
he
like,
paid them good too.
Right.
He
Yeah,
paid
exactly.
them.
He took care of, which is very unheard of in this generation.
He took care of his workers.
He took care of his workers. He took care of his work environment. He wanted to make sure that this work was quality over quantity. And so, yeah, it took, years for sometimes we have hiatuses for like years and years. But every time, we can all say this, we can all agree. Every time a new chapter of Berserk came out, we were like, yo, we got to get on it. We got to read this right now.
Yeah.
And you were just baffled and amazed by how amazing that was. That, 18 pages or 17 panels or whatever. And you're like, wow, this is quality.
Yeah.
Because nowadays there's a lot of manga. Like I love manga, but there's a lot of manga when it comes out. It's like 15 pages. Like, oh, cool. Okay, next week I'll wait till the next one comes out. Like,
it's honestly I was gonna say it's like honestly changed the way I joke about like the hiatus shit. Like it's made me reevaluate that whole thing because I think probably almost everyone has made the joke like hiatus x hiatus or whatever. Just people say that, and then they make the jokes about Togashi. They make the joke about even like Oda. Togashi. Like, even with Oda, like although Oda's came out and said that like One Piece is gonna end in like what 5 to 10 years or something like that. Like some people would make that joke as well. Like, oh, Oda's gonna die before we actually see the One Piece and all of that. So I mean, this is friendship. I'll be honest. I've made jokes like that in the past, but now it's just like. After this, I kind of reevaluate that whole thing, and I'm just like, you never really know what someone is going through, like it's not like we knew like Mira was taking breaks and all of that, obviously, right? Extended periods of time where he'd take breaks and whatnot, but like you never know. Like this kind of came out of nowhere. Like it was beginning of May when this happened, and much respect to them though, because we've saw situations where like certain news outlets and whatnot will find out about this and they kind of go behind the family's back or whatever, essentially. And
Kobe Bryant,
they'll break the news and then they're just Kobe Bryant. What the hell? So it's good that it went out on those terms. But it's like you never know what someone's honestly going through or what. Health, like people would make fun of Togashi, right? That he's playing like Monster Hunter Dragon Quest. Yeah. And it's like, I don't think that's what it is. It's like the man actually, like, yeah, he may be doing that. Okay. He has these certain issues that most of us don't know about. And that could go for so many other creators as well. This could it goes beyond just manga, obviously. It can be with anything.
I think what it is that, and this is something that it shows the people that are really diehard fans of something and the people that really just only read stuff and they don't really go into anything else beyond that. Manga creators are like every other type of creators that they put a lot of time and effort into their works, especially if they love it so much. And that kind of equates to them stressing their bodies out because, they're hunched over, drawing panel after panel for hours and hours and hours, that not only getting eye strain, you're getting back strain, your hands cramping. You go through a lot of it sounds like minute issues, but
it adds up.
Keep adding that up. That's tiring, man. That tires your body out to put you through unreal amounts of stress. And people want the next chapter. Like, I need the next chapter 6 days from now. I need it a week from now, 3 months from now.
Were they saying that about Jujutsu Kaisen earlier?
What?
Like, I could have sworn I saw like people saying like they needed the next chapter of Jujutsu Kaisen now because they hate that
that happens with everything. Anything that becomes popular, they want it right away, but they don't understand that as an author, it takes time. It's not something that it's you have to put time into it in whatever form, whatever medium you do. If it's drawing, it takes you time to draw. You might have a team of 100 people or 200 people or 1,000 people. But you still have to do panel. You have to do revisions, edits, colors, all that stuff, bold highlights. There's a lot to it. And that's why I'm like, for example, I made this argument one time, not to stray off too far from the topic, but I made this argument one time for Honey's Anime where I said that anime should be released a little slower. And people got pissed off at me for saying that. But I said that because I said quantity over quality, what's better? I love anime. I love watching different shows, but I prefer a show that's good for something that's like, oh,
just watching
there's
it to
50 shows
watching
out,
it.
yeah, there's 50 shows out this season. How many are you actually watching because they're good? There's like
Yeah.
only 2 that are good, and the rest are like or garbage.
Yeah.
So
I
it's
find
like
myself in that a lot, where it's just like, yeah, I'm watching a few good shows, but then there's some shows that I'm watching that's just like, I'm just watching them to follow the seasonal anime. It's just like, should I really be doing that to myself?
exactly. I think
Yeah.
I think this season alone has like 40 shows, but how many are you really hearing about? You're really hearing about like 5. The rest are like, to be honest with you, pretty garbage.
Yeah. It's like
So
you
I'm not
don't
taking
need to
stabs at
put
people,
yourself through that.
Exactly. You guys could like,
And
hey,
you look at
just
the
do a
old days.
few.
I mean, you look even like probably shit, like maybe 10 to 15 years ago, and how many anime there were per season. It's like
It wasn't this much.
it's like night and day. But you look at a lot of
Right.
those, like I think of like 2009, like just for an example, like the quality of a lot of those shows we had coming around, like those times, it's 10 to 15 years ago, like some of the best series of all time, So it's just like, that's the thing. I know we're talking about like manga and whatnot, but this even applies to anime as well. Like there's people making these series, right? And obviously with the conditions and the pay and all of that, I know some places have got better with it, but this is very like Aaron said, this kind of stuff just piles up, right? And
Right.
all this work and there's stress as well that comes along with it, and just like the pay, you're trying to support yourself, support potentially a family, like you're trying to live, and then you got to worry about that as well. I mean, there's a lot that goes into it, man. And like a lot of people just, they just say like this studio, like, oh, Studio Mappa, you making this or whatever, but Studio Mappa, there's tons and tons of people behind Studio Mappa. There's actually
Right,
people.
it's not like 5.
Yeah, like there's tons of people that are working their asses off, probably like 10 to probably over 10 hours a day, like some of them, on a lot of these things.
Don't go home, dude.
And people don't get that. People just say studio, Studio Mappa. It's like, and everything they'll talk about.
We need more.
Yeah, everything they'll talk about with the shows is like this studio, that studio, this studio. But I like, me personally, because I used to be like that too. I'd be like, this studio, that studio, with this series, blah 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 blah. Me personally, recently, I've really started to get into like looking behind the actual like people that are making these things operate so smoothly, depending on like, the circumstances and what's going on. I know a lot of things are out of their control, but man, it's just like they love doing this, because I know why a lot of them still do because it's something they're passionate about. Obviously, it says a lot about them, but still, it's like, man. You're working so much. This is something you're passionate about. It's like, but it's so hard, right? It's just like, it's like a thing you got to kind of weigh. Yeah. It's a thing. There's like positives and negatives to it. But hey, chasing your dreams and doing what you love, they never said it was going to be easy, right? So
they never did. They never did.
Yeah.
A lot of the average person doesn't know how hard it is to, do something that another individual can't. You know what I mean?
That's true.
So,
That's true.
but Kentaro Miura, he inspired a lot of people and did a lot of good shit. But yeah, those were the days. I was like, damn, man. It's like all of that just came settling back into me when I heard about his passing. I'm just like, damn, man. But now it's just kind of like, I talked to a few people about it and whatnot about his passing, and it's like, dang, he really made something that was like literally masterclass. And as Nate said, like, despite how you feel about it, and even if you think it is not something that you want to, read, I mean, hey, it's definitely not for the faint of heart, but it is a story that I think that you can at least get some value out of in terms of.
And you just gotta respect, even if you don't like it. Yeah, even if you don't like it, like you have to respect what this one man essentially. I know there's other people behind it and whatnot, but really Kentaro Miura, the main man behind it, right? The author. Yeah. Like how many people this man was able to touch, with his story, essentially, and just the impact spread throughout so many mediums. It just, like we've talked about it all already. It's really amazing. And you like I said, whether you like it or not, gotta give props to that. And I don't know. Was that the first time that you experienced Berserk? Was when you started reading it like that, volume by volume, or did you watch? Because like me personally, I started with the '90s anime.
I started with the '90s anime. I started with the '90s anime, and then the '90s anime made me want to check out the manga, and then that's when I eventually watched the movies.
Yeah,
it was a little bit backwards. I started actually with the manga, and then I watched the anime. Like I didn't get very far in the manga, but because even back then it was expensive. It was like $14 per volume, and they were sealed, and so like I was younger back then too, so I couldn't just buy them. Like they would be like, well, you need an adult for this because
yeah,
you guys remember that was it used. Well, I think still now it's shrink wrapped.
Yeah,
it has like parental advisory on it.
Yep.
And back in the older days, it was you couldn't buy it at all if you didn't show some form of ID because it was rated 16 and up. So I mean, I couldn't buy it very often. Like I would have to wait my parents to get it or something like that. But I did start with the manga, then I saw the anime because I actually bought the '90s anime. It was on sale a long time ago. I bought the whole collection.
Yeah.
And I bought that. I fucking binged it. I mean, gave me nightmares. I had nightmares like with the eclipse. I'll never forget the eclipse. It's something I'll always have nightmares about when I was younger. Where it was just thinking about the heads and stuff walking around, moving around, talking, and so creepy. But
it's just
it's amazing.
It's so like mind blowing, but just so like amazing to me how someone was able to craft such a brutal, such a scary, grotesque story, but also on the other hand, like one of the most beautiful things. It's just like not many people can pull that shit off. You know what I'm saying?
No, I agree.
Yeah,
yeah.
Because
the most just to like give you guys an idea. Okay, I'm pretty sure everybody knows about the whole ship with with Guts and Casca.
Yeah.
But like there is an intimate moment in Berserk between the two of them, and I'm just like, man, this scene has never looked so beautiful. I mean,
you talking about the newer ones, or you talking about like the earlier one?
I'm talking about like just in general, like their intimate moment between each other. Like we know TG spoilers, but like between Kaneki and Toka, when the artist put out that scene between the two of them.
Oh yeah, I don't talk about that.
Everybody was going about, yo, this is so great, beautiful, blah 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 blah. And it's like, though. Yes, it was. But
it's twisted though, in many ways if you think about it.
What do you mean? It's
twisted. Like no, I mean like their relationship is it's like Casca and Guts. It's got this darkness to it because it's love, but it's not the love that you think of like the over. That's what I like about dark fantasy. It's not that overly. Oh, it's so beautiful. There's a little bit of twisting. Like with Kaneki and Toka, their love is based off of them having to fight like all these threats, having to deal with all this shit. Being
it's
hated.
Like a tragic. It has like a tragic sort of thing behind it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like tragedy after tragedy. I mean, in a sense,
it's not like the whole like
tragedy.
I get what he's saying. He's saying it's like a part of it. It's like it's not like the whole like lovey-dovey, like it's so cute, like so adorable.
Yeah.
I mean, it is, but it's not like I think like they know what we mean probably with that. But
I'm just saying,
what were you going? Yeah, what were you going on about?
Yeah, I was just saying between Casca and Guts, like just that scene alone, like was like out of like everything that you see in Berserk, like that intimate moment between the two of them, it just like was icing on the cake. I'm just like, bro,
in Golden Age, right? Like by the like the really really intimate scene is what you're talking about.
Yes, the really intimate scene.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember that too, man.
I was just like, damn, man, I was smiling. I'm like, my goodness.
and then the eclipse happens.
Yeah, and then and then everybody makes
see
the
that's
joke
the thing.
about
It's just like it's just like a high and lows of just like it's just like so dark and so like, but then there's like the most beautiful thing, and then it goes back to just being like, oh my god, and then it's beautiful again, and there's growth and there's development, and like I just think of like Guts and all of them like on the beach, like that scene, like when they're like in the water and all that, like that is such a beautiful scene, and it just like shows a lot of Guts' growth, obviously, and that he's opened up to a lot of these people around him, and that he's on this path, and where he was, and just how far he had came, even to where we were at the story, currently at the end. I still feel like the end is just like, even though it's not really the end or however you want to put it, Like for me, I can't even go on my Annie list and set it as completed. Like I know people may not really make a big deal out of that, but me, I'm just leaving it where it is. Although I feel like it is a really good point to leave off on anyway, because of where they're at right now, and then also with what happened with Casca recently. Spoilers. Most of you guys probably know. I feel like.
I mean, if you don't, then just.
I guess
mute, we're gonna do
mute or something for like the next 10 seconds or something. Yeah. I don't know. But
we'll go like this. It's good. We'll do that.
Yeah, but like with
so it's okay.
But like the Casca's awakening, right? Like her, going back to who she was before, and obviously there's going to be a process sort of behind that, because of how long it had been that she was in that state. But it's just like. It's a good spot because you could just, in my mind, I think like, okay, where they're at right now. It's so beautiful, obviously. Guts, Casca, and just the rest of the group just spending, essentially maybe the rest of their lives together and things somewhat going back. I know there still is like kind of a plot line like still with Griffith and like the Skull Knight and kind of what he's foreshadowed and all of that with Guts and how it's still. But I don't know. I just think where it's at right now, it's in my mind. I'm just like, this is how I envision it. I guess is like
to add to that, like no, because why I agree with you, Nate, 100%. Is I think of like that one scene where Guts is talking about the end in sight, and it's the Skull Knight's talking to him. And going, you might not like the ending, how it ends, and after Mira passed away, everyone kept putting that picture up because it was almost like a foreshadowing of him passing away because not all endings end as happy as you think they're gonna end. But that's why I kind of also agree. Like if it ended right here, to be honest with you, I wouldn't be horribly upset. Like I would love if the series continues,
right?
But the same token, if it does continue, I want it to continue with his thought.
If he left a manuscript, if he left like a manuscript or something.
Really quick, I wanted to mention about that. Is there was actually, I believe, an interview that I did read regarding, I think it was the editor, or it was either the editor or the director of the magazine department that Young Animal magazine that Berserk is published in and whatnot. And I believe from what they said is that they are not too sure as to what they are going to do right now. All we know is that one of the assistants, all he stated on Twitter was that I'll do my best, and so that can allude to possibly his assistants carrying over the mantle. And as I said before regarding the producer at Young Animal magazine, they I believe have a manuscript of at least 5 chapters that Kentaro Miura has written ahead of time. In terms of like what they have left, of his work. Now there is also the question though, as whether fans are either going to want to have the story continued or whether they want it to be canceled. The thing is that I'm kind of indifferent with it. It's like, it's because like the thing is that if you are known and accustomed to someone who has done like exceedingly great work and whatnot, I'm not saying that the assistants won't do a good job when it comes down to their service. If anything, I support them. Oh yeah, you know what I mean? But the thing is that I would like to see Berserk continue for a little bit, I think, but unfortunately, I think it might be best if it does get canceled. And that's coming from a big fan. And the only reason I say that is because I do not want Berserk to drop in quality. So that's the only biggest issue. But regarding if Berserk does continue with its assistance, like I said, I'll fully support them and I'll still, read Berserk. But it's just, it's going to be really hard to, improvise, I guess is the right word for it, or implement, I guess, exactly what Kentaro Miura did.
Especially,
what I think. Oh, sorry.
I was gonna say, like, especially this, the story elements, because if you look at just like the other manga, Duranki, I think it's called, like the art style, I don't think that would, because it seems like his assistants have really kind of got it almost nailed down like how kind of his art style was, but my worry would be more so in terms of like the actual story, like the plot elements. If Mira wasn't writing them, you said like potentially like whatever he left behind, like manuscripts or whatever. Like I would say maybe go off of that, finish that up, and then cancel it. Like I like because personally, I wouldn't want to see Berserk kind of like if you want to say tarnished in any way, and I don't think I don't even think his assistants would want that
no.
as well. You know.
Yeah.
I think I think they should really do, and this is my idea for it, is do almost like a kind of final chapter, right? Not per se final chapter, but like a final volume that contains the rest of what he has. So if he has manuscripts of the last 5 chapters, have the assistants work on that and release that, and then kind of see how people react to it. If they want to keep it going, if they're willing to keep going with it. If not, they go, hey, listen, this is all he had left. We'll end it here. We don't want to tarnish his record. We don't want people to hate his work. We want to make sure you guys get that, because that way it would be honoring his last respects in general, but it also be honoring the community, because it would be showing, hey, listen, we want to make sure you got what his last ideas were, last works out there. And then from here on, we don't want we know you guys didn't react that great to it, or maybe you just didn't like the art style change or whatever, or if they have to do anything like that. And this way, they don't have to go any further and hurt anyone or piss people off, because they're gonna right away. People are gonna get pissed off if the style changes dramatically or anything like that. So I think they should just release the last ones, and then after that, gauge on how people react. If it's like, hey, listen, guys, we can keep going. We're gonna go off of what we have left or what he had in his vision, his ideals, but at the same time, this is what we're gonna do. Because, like, for example, and it's kind of not off top, but it's similar to his impact. You guys follow Rooster Teeth?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, Ruby?
Yes.
Okay, Ruby was the guy who did that Monty Ohm. Monty Ohm only did like the first, I think, 3 seasons of that technically, or 4 seasons, not even. And then he died. He passed away at a very young age because of a complication of surgery. But his team was like, hey, listen, we have. It wasn't because it was popular. They did it because they noticed people loved it so much, and they knew his ideas. So they went, hey, listen, we're gonna take his ideas and we're gonna keep going with them. And they went one season further, and people loved it. They're like, hey, we love the ideas. They always make sure to honor him, because they're saying, this is us doing it now, but this is based off his creation, his work. I think they could do something very similar with the Berserk in that sense. You can keep going with it that way. But if they see people don't like it, end it. End it just nice and clean. The way it ended already is kind of beautiful in its own right. But
yeah, like I said, even if it left off right here, I would be totally fine with it.
Yeah, exactly. I would not be pissed off.
I feel like it's still a beautiful point to leave off on, because, like I said, you just think of where they're at right now and what happened with Casca recently, the developments with that, her and Guts, or potentially just being able to live out their lives essentially here with the others. That's what Guts wanted ultimately. Yeah. Guts wanted that. He wanted to save Casca. He's not trying to save the world. He's trying to save Casca. He's not the hero that people want him to be. That's why he's an anti-hero in many ways.
And that's why it ended off on a good note, because technically he got what he aimed to do.
Right.
And when you think about it, really what Griffith is doing, I mean, he is building a world that is better for probably the majority.
Oh,
he is.
A debate going on. Like, wait, what? Griffith's not wrong. Stop, Griffith's not wrong. He's never done it. Right?
But if you really do think about that, though, there's a lot of just, whether it's like creatures in Berserk or just like people or whatever, it's just like what Griffith is actually building is something like, more so for the benefit, I guess,
of a utopia.
Probably for the benefit of the majority, but
yeah.
The way he does it is just a little bit questionable.
Yeah, the way he went about achieving his dream,
Yeah. He basically, remember, this is the guy that, hey guys, you're my friends. I'm now going to sacrifice all of you because you're my friends, right? You guys love me so much. Sacrifice. Wait, what?
But I mean, yeah, I think when it comes down to like the impact that Kentaro Miura, though, I mean, I think we pretty much, said what we needed to say.
Right, yeah,
but
definitely.
The only other thing that I would just really like add is that, like, in regards to his passing, is that he created the best, in my personal opinion, fictional character. Like Guts, especially
I would actually probably agree with that.
Yeah, Gus is definitely one of the best.
What he stands for, and I love the line that like when you have that scene between Griffith and Berserk when he finally leaves the when
That's
he finally
like the second
leaves,
time you've done that.
I know when he finally leaves the Band of the Hawk, right? And
that scene,
he's like you'll get back up. You just stumbled across a pebble or a rock on the side of the road and whatnot. It relates a lot. Like I felt like that scene. It wasn't just Guts talking to Griffith. I felt like that scene, like Kentaro Miura was literally talking to everybody. Like there's a lot of moments like that in Berserk.
Oh yeah,
because like as kind of like what Nate was saying before in regards to just like I forget what it was earlier, but it was you were essentially it made me think of ways on how exactly Guts goes about his journey. He's constantly suffering, but he's always getting back up, and that's literally what life is about. That's literally what life is about. You're gonna constantly struggle through life. We are our own strugglers in a way. Despite how corny that might sound, but there's gonna be a bunch of shit that is beyond your control, and you just gotta get yourself back up to do it. There are going to be those types of individuals who are literally going to do nothing about it and sulk, complain, and you pretty much do nothing and think that they can't. What's up, girl? And think that they can't do anything about it. But you can, literally get back up and just keep struggling. That's literally the message that Kentaro Miura leaves with Guts, and I think that just speaks volumes. Like, there's so many great moments, so much symbolism in that series, but I'm just glad I got to witness it.
I think the best way to wrap it up is it just goes to show you that the impact of this man's work, Kentaro Miura, it's going to be something that I think that even 100 years from now, people will still be seeing his work.
Oh yeah,
and they might not. Dude,
I'm gonna be telling my great grandkids about this shit.
Exactly,
and about this man. I would literally be telling my great grandkids. Yeah.
And I guarantee
this is what I used to watch.
I'm gonna pass down. I'm literally gonna pass down. Yeah, I'm gonna make sure my deluxe volumes get passed down through generations. I'm literally going to make sure that shit fucking happens. I'm literally gonna make sure. Like I'm gonna leave something like. For my kids, and then for my kids' kids, and then their kids, and it's like these deluxe volumes are gonna be passed down through fucking time, dude. I don't care.
It's space. But no, like that's the thing is that his work will continue on, and you'll definitely he might not be here physically, but his spirit will be definitely scattered across manga, games, anime,
forever, man,
various mediums, and I think with us in general, we've all had our impacts from him. He's definitely impacted us in many ways as creators, as people. And, I think any work. There's not that many manga that I think of to my head that go, that inspired me to do this or that inspired me this way. But his work, Berserk will definitely be a missed series if it doesn't continue. But if it does continue, I'm going to support it because Berserk. I love Berserk. I think we all love Berserk. That's the whole point of this whole thing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Love it, man. Love it.
But I hope you guys enjoyed that part. We will switch topics here. We're gonna go and let me clap so you guys know no more spoilers. I didn't forget. I promise. I feel like there'd be people still muted, going, "Are they done yet?
Are they done?"
I feel like they're still talking an hour. Are they still spoiling?
We still in spoiler section.
Next up,
we talked about a few moments, but I don't think
we didn't really go into like too many specifics.
Much.
Yeah.
I just I know there's only one person out there be like, no, that's so and so guy. This. Oh my god. Even though it should be kind of obvious. Anyway.
So
let's get to the next topic.
Let's go to the next topic. We're gonna transition on over to E3 predictions and anticipation for this year. So as you know, I believe now I'm pretty sure, to be honest with you, for those of you who are in the chat, I'm pretty sure you're not only anime watchers, you probably are gamers as well. So that's why we're going to talk about it. Because
why aren't you playing Persona?
So, but we just wanted to go ahead and just briefly talk about E3 and what is my cat doing?
Being a cat.
Regarding E3 2020, 2021,
you mean? Oh, you mean? Are you talking to?
we didn't have an E3 for 2020. A lot of the a lot of people jumped ship from that. So everybody kind of it was probably due to the whole pandemic thing as well, but
probably,
in regards to like a lot of people just wanted, like, especially PlayStation, they wanted to do their own state of play stuff, and Nintendo wanted to do their own kind of thing, which they are still doing, like the Nintendo Directs. But now it looks like we are finally coming together again with PlayStation, Xbox. I think Bethesda and Xbox are going to be doing like a simultaneous showcase together this time around. But so that's going to lead me into the next big topic right here. I have a few games on my little notepad here of stuff that I wanted to mention, but one of the games happens to be exactly what Nate said, and which was Starfield.
Oh yeah.
So we're going to briefly go over each game, but Starfield, we haven't seen anything from Starfield. It's only been pretty much a little teaser, maybe like a little snapshot of, you guessed it, it's supposed to be in space, but what we're supposed to get is Skyrim, but in space.
Right on my alley, man. Shit.
So,
and I barely play like new games. Like I play like some, but if I'm excited about a game, like that kind of tells you something. So
yeah,
because I don't really dedicate too much time to games anymore. Like
I like games.
We haven't seen anything in regards to Starfield, so I'm at least hoping that we can at least see some type of maybe a gaming showcase. I don't know if we'll see gameplay. I really don't.
A trailer or something, maybe?
A trailer that has to give us more to go off of, for sure.
15-second trailer.
I mean, I don't know what's going to happen, to be honest with you, because all we know is from what Todd Howard, the Bethesda team, said, is that Starfield is going to come out before another Elder Scrolls.
Right.
So,
which doesn't make sense because it's been working.
Come on, you gotta show us. Apparently they're working on the Elder Scrolls, but we need to see Starfield.
Yeah. Watch they hit us with a Skyrim PS5 very special HD edition.
Dude. It's backwards compatible already.
Now there's no loading. You go from one area, it just doesn't load. It just goes in.
You can enter in a dungeon in a matter of seconds.
I would actually not even be surprised. I would not be surprised if they did some shit like that. Like PS5 exclusive Elder Scrolls very HD super remaster.
Another one.
Kaisia said something really interesting though. I'm really triggered that Konami is skipping E3 this year, so no Silent Hill news.
Konami is right now too busy on their pachinko bars or pachinko, excuse me, pachinko bars and other stupid crap. That's why Konami is doing dumb stuff when they have some of the greatest IPs that they can work on. And they don't.
But hey, you know what? Who knows? We might see some stuff from the creator that made Death Stranding and Metal Gear Solid. Because
the post office simulator.
Yes, but we don't know. We don't know what's gonna happen though. But
I love Death Stranding, but it's a post office simulator. That's all you do is
it is. It is.
It really is.
A post office simulator.
Dude,
it actually is.
It legit is so the guy goes, I need you to deliver something to the Cryo Network. It's like they give you a place to go. All you do is you go from point A to point B. You deliver package. They give you another package to deliver somewhere else. It's an endless thing of you, a post office. You're a post office man. Okay? That's what you are.
Damn.
Yeah. Death Stranding, I guess, has a pretty interesting story and whatnot. But in terms of the gameplay, a lot of people the director. He does a lot of weird shit with Metal Gear. Kojima, yeah, that's the thing. But in regards to what he does, it's amazing. But the gameplay didn't really stick with it for me this time, and it's very mixed.
I tried, man. I tried. I think I played like 20 hours of it, and then went, I can't do this anymore. I couldn't hear the same songs anymore. I couldn't just. I got on a bike in the game that had a whole bunch of packages, and my bike tipped over, and I went, I'm good, fam. That's it.
I'm good.
I'm done. Turned the game off, deleted it from my hard drive. I was done. That was it.
But Starfield, going back to Starfield though, What are you at least hoping to get out of it, Nate?
Like,
what do you want to
see? Honestly, I would just take a trailer. I would honestly be fine with a trailer.
What if they give you a 10-second trailer though?
I mean, that'd be. I'm hoping for like.
Not
no teaser. I want a trailer, like a legitimate trailer.
Coming this summer.
And I mean, if it's like space theme, I'm probably gonna fuck with it, to be honest, because that's just like right up my alley. So
Space Brothers.
But really, yeah, like really, we haven't got like, I don't know, we haven't got much. So it's kind of like, but when you say Skyrim and space, like you kind of got me. Like even though you haven't showed me anything, but you got me. It's like show me something.
You can build spaceships.
I really hope we do, man, because I feel like it's not like, I feel like it's not too far off. I feel like I don't know.
I'm gonna call it 2023 at max. 2023 we'll have Starfield. Guarantee it.
Like, what do you think? Like, you think maybe end of 2022 is like a stretch?
Yeah, end of 2022. It depends on like, okay, to go into predictions. If we get
what
a trailer
what they show here,
if we get a trailer that's longer than like a minute long, if we get like maybe a 5-10 minute trailer, I would actually put my thing. I'll be like, oh, maybe 2022. We'll see it. End of 2022.
Mm-hmm.
If not, 23.
Yeah, I think from what they'll show, but the thing is that because they're working on the Elder Scrolls 6 as well, apparently. I mean, they did showcase that little teaser that we had, but the thing is that I'm pretty much in agreement. Like, we're probably gonna at least get a trailer. I would like to see gameplay in the trailer, but we'll see.
You'll see gameplay.
But if anything, I'm not expecting it to come out this year for sure.
No.
Definitely maybe by the end, like maybe like fall of 2022. But yeah, I mean, but we'll see. We'll see. I mean, we don't really know much about it, so that's the only issue. So we'll see what happens. But in regards to
if you have some kind of like space adventure type shit, like, dude, count me in, man.
Exactly.
It's not really like that.
I'm wondering.
They tried to put that in Minecraft and it didn't work. I don't care. Minecraft's weird space.
I'm wondering like how far like like how far into the future it might be. Like, is it like, obviously if this whole thing is like set in space, it's probably pretty far into the future. So like I'm just like, I already get to wondering like what kind of like necessarily like technology, like what kind of like weapons potentially there, may be.
I see it saying November 2022. Make it a bald statement right there.
November 2022. I'm saying like, I'm saying November 20 or like end of 2022 at the earliest.
April 23 is what I say.
April 2023.
So I'm gonna say watch.
He said, I got you, fam.
Well, that's a good one too. Can we talk about
I really hope we just get something and they don't like blue ball us.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. But next up, speaking about space. Halo Infinite.
Now,
I'm
actually probably going to play a Halo game since the last time I played a Halo game was Halo Reach.
Yeah.
Last time I played was 5, and 5 was not that good.
See, that's the thing. Like, I at least hope from what they do in this showcase, and I'm gonna be so mad if they don't. The thing is, okay, I really love Halo. I do. I'm not like probably the biggest fan. I've read a couple of the books, and I've played pretty much all the games.
We're right now trying to play all of them with Legendary, which is
all the mainline games. And me and Aaron, we're playing the Legendary game, Legendary game mode on the Halo 2, because we beat the first and Reach on Legendary.
Reach, we beat the
Halo
first
2
one,
is gonna kick our butt. We're having a fun time with that. Yeah, we're having a fun time with that. But Halo is definitely a series that I've really loved. I played a lot of Halo 3 back in the day, and I'm at least hoping some good things with Halo Infinite. But I'm going to be mad if they do not at least announce Halo 5 for PC.
That's true. I agree with you.
Come on, because I know the Master Chief is only going up. The Master Chief Collection is only going up to Halo 4. But at least if you're going to put the
first 4
mainline games.
5, technically. No.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. It's like Halo Infinite. It's coming to Xbox and PC as well.
It wouldn't make sense for it not to be on PC, I feel like.
Exactly. I mean, I know Halo 5 isn't apparently good from what people have said, but I at least want to play it.
I'm thinking, Miles, I think what they're going to do is they're probably going to release it they got like so if they have E3, if they talk about Halo, what they're gonna say is like, oh, it's gonna come out. Halo's gonna come out. We'll say just bullshit. 22 sometime in spring or whatever, right?
Yeah.
They'll say Halo 5 coming to PC like before probably end of 2021 or something like that, because I feel like they want people to then play that, have the memory of it, and then play the new one, you know? Because if it's especially like you said, if it's coming out for the PC also, it's the best time to re-release it is somewhere near the last release of the new game, you know, so they have fresh on their mind. Because I'll be honest with you, I only remember a little bit of 5. 5 is so like forgettable to me that I barely remember 90% of it. But I do remember that little bit, like the ending. I remember, and also remember the Cortana and Master Chief scene, which is pretty spicy. Things happen in it.
Yeah.
Honestly, like my experience with Halo is like
what?
Honestly, like my experience.
I got distracted by a comment. Sorry.
Okay. Like the last time I played Halo was like Halo Reach. I have a friend though that's like really into like the competitive side of things, like with Halo, and he's like really excited about it. I mean, it's been 6 years, right? Yeah. So I don't know, man. I feel like Halo like really has to like I hope it brings Halo back. Like remember, like Halo used to be like crazy, especially like
Halo used to be great.
Yeah, like the competitive scene and all of that, man. It's just like
Halo 3's multiplayer was fantastic.
Yeah. And it was awesome. Like I've always loved watching it. I've always really loved watching Halo. I just kind of like I loved watching Reach. I love watching like they've even had like tournaments for like Halo 2, Halo 3 and all of that. I like with the Master Chief Collection. But even in the past, like watching those, like going back and watching some of those old events. And even when I went, like the one friend I was just talking about, I went and watched. I was in Anaheim to watch him play. Like this was like a year or two ago, I think now, before like COVID and all that. That was awesome. Like I loved watching that shit live. So I really hope this brings Halo back. I think this is a great opportunity for them to bring it back. They've been working on this for a while, and it's like if they drop the ball with this, it's like I don't know if I don't know if they have I don't know if I have any hope just for Halo in general anymore.
People are already kind of hating on them for the fact of Halo Infinite when it first was released or first announced. I'm sorry, that trailer was garbage. That made me not want to play it.
The gameplay demo that they did put out, it did look pretty like stale in terms of like the textures, gameplay, and all that.
Like the opening, the cutscenes and stuff looked gorgeous. I was like, oh my god, this looks amazing.
Cutscenes look amazing.
Right, but then they showed the gameplay, and I was like, wait, is this Halo 2? What am I looking at right now? And then they start showing a little more, and I'm like, wait, what the hell's that? What's that supposed to be?
Some of the brutes looked weird.
The brutes.
But dude, that's why they at least went back and delayed it and to work on it. So
but before they did that though, they were telling people, "Oh no, this is great, guys. What you talk about? It's so good. This is great." And then they went, "No, we know it sucks. We're redoing it. Don't worry, we're fixing it." Like,
I mean, they could have said that just because of the fact that they wanted to release it initially when the new Xbox was coming out, but they knew that they couldn't because it would do bad.
You know, I would never buy a new Xbox just for Halo. I'm sorry.
I mean, it's smart. It's kind of smart because I mean, you see, just for example, like look what happened with like Cyberpunk. For like, I know they were working a long time on Cyberpunk, but still, it's like.
And look how that turned out. I called from day one.
Yeah. So I don't. Is it good that they're kind of push? I know Cyberpunk was delayed a bunch of times too, from like the initial release date and all that, but. Like, it seems like they have, well, I hope they have kind of the freedom or like the opportunity to release it when they feel like everything's good to go. You know what I'm saying? Like, obviously there's going to be bugs. There's probably going to be little things like, you know, here and there. But like, I don't think it's going to be like a Cyberpunk deal, obviously. Because I heard behind that whole thing, it's like they were kind of just like, at some point, they were just like, even though everything wasn't good to go, they were just like forced to release it, essentially.
Yeah.
So... It seems like they have kind of that freedom, essentially with Halo Infinite. So I'm hoping everything's like cleaned up, everything's nice.
Real fast, we have a few comments. I just think they're funny. So Yuki Ali with Jump Force 2 will be announced to piss us off. Yes,
no.
I will cry. I will make a video of me crying, going, "Why? Why would you do this?"
I'm gonna hold you to that, Aaron. I'm gonna hold you to that.
I'm gonna do it. Yes, I will cry. I'm at the why. And it won't be like more than like maybe 10 seconds long, but it will be me crying. And then we have CJ the Omega. Do you guys think that Halo will do a battle royale?
Did they
I actually
announce
think
that
that'd be
already?
kinda cool.
Did they say
With
anything
it?
about that already?
Yeah. I thought they did.
Or maybe
but
it was
That'd
like
be kinda cool to be honest with you.
it was like a
a
rumor. Dude,
I
that would be
don't-
the
Like,
most. That would be the most genius thing.
Exactly.
And-
You
yeah.
drop from like with the drop ship that you have in Halo Reach, land to the ground, boots out, just go
Dude,
get
like,
weapons.
there's
Pretty
so
sick,
many.
I'm not gonna lie.
Dude, there's so many
You could make that
iconic.
so good.
Like even me, I'm a Call of
You
Duty.
get
head.
all squad up. That'll be fucking sick.
I'm a Call of Duty
Just
head.
drop it at the same time, go in and just kicking some. Oh, I would love that, man.
Like you guys know how I am about Call of Duty, but I mean, there's like
Yeah.
so many iconic maps that even I like remember from Halo, and just imagine.
Mud
Like
Gulch.
it's kind of mind blowing how they haven't done it yet, to be honest.
Right.
Yeah.
But I think Dr. Disrespect just came out and talked about it. It's like and other huge content creators like, how has this not been a thing yet? Like Halo BR would be crazy. It would blow up because there's so many iconic maps, there's so many iconic weapons, places, characters as well. So that would be fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And I mean, you just look at like Warzone. I know like Warzone's kind of big, it popped off. I don't know what's been happening with it lately, but it's pretty big. Warzone's pretty big, right? And it's kind of been sustained throughout like 2 or 3 games now. So if they could somehow pull that off with Halo, that'd be really cool as it's going along with the mainline game, like say with Infinite, for example. Because, I mean, with Cold War isn't really that good, to be honest, in my opinion.
No, Cold War was not that good.
It's
Cold
better.
War was so
It's better.
forgettable.
It's better than Modern Warfare. I'll give it that. But I don't know. It's just Call of Duty lately. Like I still play it, of course.
You think it's better than Modern Warfare?
I think it is. Yeah, 100%.
I don't know about that. Me
Oh.
me and my friends play Modern Warfare still, and I'm just like
Square up,
bruh,
man.
like,
No, I'm just kidding.
this is great. Maybe it's because I have friends who actually play Modern Warfare rather than Cold War. But then again, it boils down to level of interest. Like, it doesn't seem like they
Cold War.
like it.
Cold War was like, in terms of, I think the story was, Cold War was great. I think the story was really good. I just think everything else about it was garbage. Like the gameplay's okay. The multiplayer is. Dude, when you have, what is it? Remember, I think Nate was talking about this when all the competitive players were bitching about constantly the horrendous way they were doing the what was it, the system where you'd be pitted up against
skill based matchmaking. Yeah.
That alone right there, that's a no.
Yeah,
like,
it's trash.
You should never do something like that in a game like that. No, it wasn't good. So I agree in many ways that Modern Warfare.
But I mean, it still has Warzone, so it's like Call of Duty still is like being talked about, like in a way, or it's like there's still obviously there's always gonna be an audience for Call of Duty regardless.
Oh, of course,
yeah. But like still, if Infinite is good, like I'm really hoping it is, because I might actually freaking play it. And I haven't played a Halo in a while, and I actually want to follow it and keep up with, like, especially like the competitive side of things as well. Like I hope Halo comes back like in full force with all of
possible.
That. If it has that, imagine alongside eventually like a BR running, with it, like, and then everything's out on PC. Maybe the BR is free to play. It probably would be free to play because that's just like the trend. That would be. I feel like that would be awesome, and that would really put Halo back on the map. Like that would be crazy. But I thought there was like rumors about that though. Like I don't think
there was too. But
yeah, I don't think there was any. I don't think there was any confirmation.
Customize,
at all,
customize your, or you know what? What would you rather have, real fast? Not to stay on Halo that long, but would you rather have, if they made a battle royale, would you rather have your own customized characters, like you could, as you win, you get a new piece of armor, or would you rather have like a class thing where you have like characters from the series, like Locke, John, etc.? Would you rather have that? Like they all have their like almost like Apex. You know how Apex Legends did it, where each one has like a special power. Like, would you like that? Because I think that'd be kind of cool too, to be honest with you.
I mean, it would either be that or like what you would just have skins you would buy for your characters.
Yeah, because because you could do just skins where it's like you just.
I think it would be best to differentiate, your Spartan, kind of like back in the day on like how you had to do certain challenges in order to get like the recon armor or whatever it might be. Man. You know what I mean? But I wanted to like have it like differentiated to where you can customize your own Spartan, because then no one's gonna be the exact same on the battlefield. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And then it'll be a lot more easier to spot people because if you just like, for example, like have a standard template of like somebody that looks like a Spartan in Battle Royale, I don't think it's going to, like be easy to like. I don't know. It just doesn't seem right to me. I think you should differentiate
regular human. I don't want ODST characters coming in like that. To me, would be so lackluster. You have a. You could have a Spartan jumping from the sky and landing on the ground, and then you have an OST landing going this.
Yeah, save that for Firefight or something.
It loses the impact to me.
Hey, that would be cool, especially maybe not alongside Infinite, obviously, because we don't even have a confirmation or anything. Like, I think there's just been like rumors or speculation or whatever, but that would be cool, and I think that would, especially if Infinite is good, it would put Halo back on the map. So. And also speaking of, because we were talking about Call of Duty, is like Activision or anything, or like are they going to be a part of E3, or like how is that working?
Probably. I don't think there's a year Activision is not part of Call of Duty.
Because the big rumor, I think I've talked about this with you guys. Like the big rumor right now is that the mainline Call of Duty game for this year is actually going to be delayed.
Space, right? Oh, I thought it was going to be space.
No, they said it's going to be World War II again, World War II era.
They did say that.
World War II again?
Apparently. It's going to be World War II era again, and it's going to be delayed. And the game for this year, this is the big rumor, the game this year is going to be MW2 remastered multiplayer. So if Activision or Sony or whatever is doing something at E3 or whatever, like maybe we see that or something with that. I don't know. Because usually around this time is when like the new Call of Duty gets revealed or whatever.
The way I see it, I think from what normally how they do things, though, to begin with, is when it comes down to Activision, at least from Call of Duty, I don't really think they do too much in E3. What they usually do is like put out a statement on like social media first.
Right.
For anticipation for a November release date for like the new COD or like just a trailer of it. You know what I mean?
So they usually part of, like, if they don't do any releases for E3, they will be there though, because they're still one of the bigger the bigger groups.
There's still games that Activision is a part of, but not Call of Duty.
Right. So they'll still be there for that. But I could definitely see them talk about something Call of Duty.
I think Kaisia said yes, confirmed that they're going to talk about like the new COD there, or just like Activision. I guess it's not a surprise, obviously, like you just said, like Activision or whatever is going to be there or talk like about something, but.
Yeah.
Unless Kaisia was talking about the MW2 thing, the MW2 remastered.
I think the MW2 thing.
And Christopher Ho said the return of Battlefield this year will be interesting.
I would enjoy that.
Market. I agree. Battlefield actually might be pretty good this year. I'm not gonna lie.
It has to be better than pretty good to me, because like the last couple Battlefield games have been very meh.
I agree. No, I agree.
And they've tried fixing things and going, we went back and fixed this and that. It was like too little too late. By then you've already lost half your players, and it just, they had to reduce prices constantly, make things free.
They don't go back to a bad company.
Dude, I would love Bad Company. I think the best, like, I'll be honest with you, out of all the Battlefield games I played, and I've played every single Battlefield game.
Bad Company 2.
Bad Company 2, yeah. Bad Company 2 is still the best, hands down. It's got a great story. It had some of the best multiplayer. It was destructive. It was just so fucking good.
Yeah, and from what I saw of the new one, it does look pretty good from like the gameplay.
They're supposed to have 120 people in a lobby now.
That's cool if it runs well and it plays good. But just because you throw a lot more people into it, it's like doesn't mean
it doesn't mean it's gonna play well. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
They just have explosions going on.
I've actually watched like little bits of it, like gameplay and whatnot. It actually looks pretty good to me. And I know I kind of talk crap and joke with Miles, especially about Battlefield. Yeah, because we'll get into the Battlefield versus Call of Duty arguments and whatnot sometimes. But the new one actually looks kind of cool. So
we'll see though. But let's go ahead and go transition to the next game here. I have Elden Ring on the note.
No, we need Elden Ring now.
So. Yes, Elden Ring is supposed to be a Game of Thrones inspired Souls game. A Game of Thrones inspired Souls game. So it's going to literally have a Game of Thrones like universe, and George R.R. Martin is helping with the project, but it's supposed to be a Souls like game.
Listen, Dark Souls is my jam. Dark Souls is my life. I've played Dark Souls, every Dark Souls game. I've played every Souls game. I've beat them all multiple times. I've put at least 200, 300 hours in every single Dark Souls game out there. Bloodborne, same thing. I put like 200 hours, 300 hours into it. I love those games. That's how much I love that series. Elden Ring, when I first heard about it, I was just like, because I mean, you know, Game of Thrones. Right. What you say about Game of Thrones is the TV series, which, you know, definitely had its ending. The story itself is amazing, and the thought of that being with Dark Souls is just phenomenal to me. That just sounds so cool. Yeah. And then when I saw the trailers of Elden Ring, they've been teasing it in a really janky way because they've been showing like little tidbits here and there. You know, they have like this 1 minute, 2 minute trailer of just cutscene, but it just looks incredible. I pray to God it's gonna be a big thing at E3. I want them to show a full like 10-minute gameplay trailer or something because I need that game.
What was the big event we had? Like there was like a big event kind of. Was it like maybe the beginning of this year or something? Like there was a big event that people thought Elden Ring was going to be at, and it wasn't, and people were like, "Fuck."
Oh, was it? No, it was a State of Play, right? Not State of Play.
I don't think it was State of Play. It was. I forget what it was.
Oh, it's that German one. I forget the name of it. A Gamescom or something like that. Not Gamescom, but like it's a gaming convention. I think in Germany.
It was some kind of event that everyone was saying like, "Oh, Elden Ring's gonna be here. Like Elden Ring has to be here," and then it wasn't. They're like,
"No, it's not here. Sorry." I'm like, "Oh, why, dude? I thought it was gonna be there too." To be honest with you.
Yeah, they also did announce though. Not to jump off from Elden Ring, but Yuki Ali also said, speaking of the Souls games, there are rumors of a Final Fantasy Souls-like game as well, which also did get confirmed.
That's kind of interesting in its own right too. I'd be okay with that.
So we'll see exactly what that might be. A Final Fantasy game in I think from what I actually heard, is that there is going to be a Final Fantasy Souls-like game, but it's supposed to be in the world of Final Fantasy 1, like the original Final Fantasy.
Which is, what's funny? Like people don't realize, like, especially if you, because I have played almost every single Final Fantasy. I'm not gonna say I played everyone. I played maybe at least 95% of the games, like the main ones. And I will say that Final Fantasy 1's story is actually pretty dark because it's the whole thing of the Warrior of the Light series story.
Interesting.
I'd be okay with that. I would actually think it would be better to have in the world of Final Fantasy 4 though, because Final Fantasy 4 still has a darker story out of all of them. But Final Fantasy 1, that'd be pretty cool. I think that'd be interesting. It'd be a nice mixture of like fantasy and dark fantasy. It'd be actually pretty interesting to see that. And Final Fantasy 16, that's a good one. Keisha brought up was Final Fantasy 16. I'd hope to God it's gonna be at E3 because they've been showing some stuff for that and it looks incredible too.
Oh yeah, Final Fantasy 16 looks good. There's so much Final Fantasy stuff though, because like speaking about this, I'm pretty sure Aaron has heard about this one. But Memory, I would love for you to at least like look at this a little bit. This is a game that hasn't really been getting a lot of notoriety as of late, but Lost Soul aside, it's basic.
Is that the Chinese one?
Yes, it's like a Final Fantasy-like game, but it's also Souls-like. But the fighting in it looks so badass.
It's like Devil May Cry mixed with Souls, mixed with Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
Dude, I actually think Nate would like
this. Is this like something that came out recently or something?
Yeah,
the trailer. I'm gonna put it in the.
I'll put a Discord link for you. You'll actually, dude, you should check it out.
It looks really good.
I would see that being an anime at one point, to be honest with you. Like, the Chinese anime, they'd make it out of that. It looks so good.
Just go ahead, Nate. Here, I'm just gonna private message to you really quick.
And while you do that, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Just look at that and just skim through it a little bit.
Yeah, while you do that, we'll take some more questions we have because Nick Victory was talking about Spider-Man 2 Marvel. From Marvel, I would love Spider-Man 2 if being announced. Like, I mean, I love Miles Morales. Don't get me wrong, Miles Morales is great, but I would die hard love a second Spider-Man. I know they said they are going to work on a second one. Like that's already happening, but will it happen anytime soon? I don't know. Like I would think E3 probably would not be the place you'd have it at. Like CJ and Omega said, probably because it's Sony exclusive, probably will be a State of Play. And then Keisha brought up Life is Strange and Life is Strange. By itself, I really want. The new Life is Strange looks incredible, and it's something near and dear to my heart, empaths, because I'm an empath, and it's very rare that I've ever seen anything ever talk about empaths. I'm like, oh my god, there's gonna be a game about empaths. I'm actually pretty stoked about that. Because I feel like that, and I'll be like really super critical about it because I'm thinking, oh, let's see if they do it right.
Hey, no texting in the live stream.
I'm watching the video you sent me.
What are you talking about? Shit.
You just said you sent me a video. I was watching it.
Don't you do it.
This actually looks pretty sweet though.
And
dude,
and
like
Mom's
some of the
asking for a link
action
in the
scenes
chat.
in it. Like if you skip to like 6 minutes in, just watch all that. 6
Oh,
minutes in.
the sliding shit where he's like sliding
Yeah,
down the
dude.
thing.
Like,
oh my god,
it looks
it's
so fucking
badass.
sick.
And the fact his character seems badass. Like
It looks like a combination of like Noctis and like I don't know.
Noctis and Date, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it looks so fucking sick.
But they want to chat in
it's
the.
like he's skateboarding.
The chat. A link in the chat. Do you have a link for everyone else in the chat? Because some people want to see it. Wow.
Damn.
What's that?
You have a link for the video, and they want to put it in the chat.
Oh yeah. Let me go ahead and
that shit's crazy.
Lost Soul Side. Here you go, guys. If you guys want to check it out, I would say probably you can like skim around, but 6 minutes in is like when it looks fucking.
Is when shit gets real.
It looks amazing.
And also the fact that it's being done by it's a Chinese developer is doing it, but it's not like a whole team of people. They originally started with only one person. It was one guy working this game. Only one freaking guy has been doing this, and then eventually he started getting more people after the fact. But that is, if this game does well, there are AAA developers looking at him going, yeah, I think a Capcom even made an announcement about it, if I'm not mistaken about that. But I know one of the AAA announcers said like this, if this works and comes out well, it shows that creators could be taken in more often, like that make indie games, because technically it's an indie game. It's going to be a AAA game if it gets licensed a certain way, but it's right now technically an indie game. It could show the power of a lot of these creators that are coming
crazy,
out of the woodworks.
Yeah,
that's why I'm excited.
It looks really sick, especially we have Black Myth Wukong as well. I don't know. Does anybody know about
what?
Black Myth Wukong?
No.
Sun Wukong?
You never heard about that one?
I was thinking of Sun Wukong also. I'm like, wait, what?
You never heard about that one?
I'm not super into Chinese mythos. Like I know a little bit about it, but I'm not.
Yeah, they had gameplay come out.
And I'm
literally.
not
the game. I'm sorry. I thought you talked about the myth stuff. No.
Oh no,
I saw some of the game for that. I didn't see a lot of it though.
Yeah, I mean that looks pretty good too. That was pretty good too. I mean, these are all like Souls-like games that are coming out, which look pretty interesting.
A lot of Souls games.
We'll see what comes out of it though. But I did want to mention that.
I don't think
so.
That game hasn't. I know this. The thing you sent me is like from a month ago. That game hasn't came out yet. You just think they're gonna show some stuff with it?
Oh, they should probably show it. Hopefully.
I mean, it's more like an indie studio. So, like as Aaron says, so I don't know if they'll show it for E3, but it looks like a AAA game. You know what I mean?
If it gets enough notoriety, you'll definitely see probably AAA taking it.
It might not be shown, but at the very least, I did want to mention it in awareness because like it looks like a really good game.
It looks incredible, man.
But a game that I don't know. We've seen gameplay for it already, but I don't know if anything else will be shown. But Horizon Zero Dawn Forbidden West. We actually had a 17, maybe 20-minute gameplay.
I saw the trailer for it. It looks.
I have not played the first game, but what I saw from that trailer, dude, that shit was.
It makes me want to play the first one.
Right.
I personally played the first one. The first one was honestly, I didn't really think I was going to like Horizon Zero Dawn as much as I did when I initially played it, but it's actually pretty good. It's a very interesting story. Aloy is a very interesting character. And I love the whole machinery post-apocalyptic world where it looks like dinosaurs are back, but it's all machines.
Yeah.
And technically humans have went back into the Stone Age in a sense. But in generally from what it is, as an open world game, it's really, really cool, and I'm excited for Forbidden West. I mean, hopefully if I get a PS5, that would be awesome because I don't think a PS4 is going to handle that.
No, probably not.
But in regards to Horizon Zero Dawn, from what they showed, dude, it looks amazing. Especially what they showed in the trailer when Aloy puts that little machinery in her lance in a sense, that it almost looks like a Keyblade transformation from Kingdom Hearts. she's like, zzz, and then she smashes the ground. Looks so cool. But yeah, Horizon Zero Dawn looks like it's going to be a pretty awesome Sony exclusive title. So, but then again, eventually I'm assuming that it's eventually going to come to PC, so it's probably going to be like a timed exclusive. I mean, the first game didn't come to PC until like a few years later after. I think it just recently came out to PC, like 2020.
What, the Horizon Zero Dawn?
Yeah, it just
it
came out.
Only recently came out. Yeah, because they were actually, people thought it was going to be PlayStation exclusive, and then they went, no, we're gonna. We're
so I mean, they might bring it out to Forbidden West too, but not super early. That's why
it'll be slowly probably exclusive for at least a couple of years, and then they'll probably do a
at least like 3 or 4 or something like that. So, but I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, what are your opinions on it, guys? I mean, I know you guys didn't really play it.
Yeah, I haven't played the first one, but from what I saw, like Aaron said, like what I saw from that trailer, it's like I want to go play the first game.
Dude, it looks phenomenal.
Yeah,
it looks like anime. The Mighty Keith actually made a video about it, and he goes, "Anime like fighting, what?"
Oh yeah, I saw that.
It's true though, because it looks like something straight out of an anime series.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So it looks good. It makes me want to play the first one, but I have to buy the first one because I don't have the first one. And then I heard it was free, and I'm like, shit, wait, what?
Yeah, not sponsored, but GTA has it. For $3.
I know Horizon. It was like
Maybe
one of the.
Download. I gotta look to see if.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I'm about to say too. I gotta look if I even because I know for one of the months on PlayStation it was like free to play.
It was free to play, yeah. And I think I want to say I did.
I hope I downloaded it. I'm about to go look.
By the way,
I'm about to look.
It's like $20 for the whole thing.
Yeah, it's not bad.
It's not bad if I want to get that regardless. Or my friends can get it from me.
All right, what about Pokemon?
Well, we're gonna get to the Nintendo stuff because we're gonna talk about that in unison. So we got 2 more things we want to talk about. But this is more of a question because it's not confirmed. But would you guys like to see GTA 6?
There's no fucking way they showed GTA 6.
It's not happening, bro.
You don't know.
I would be mind blown. I would be mind blown. I would go crazy if they actually showed something.
It's not happening.
It's not.
Sorry.
They might not show GTA 6, but I do think that Rockstar might show up. There have been rumors going about for Bully 2. So
I think I saw some.
Bully. I didn't like Bully that much, to be honest with you. It was okay.
Dude, I haven't played Bully in forever.
I don't think it was that great.
Coming out. It's supposed to be in his college years instead of the high school years now, so it's gonna be a lot more mature apparently, from what we've heard.
I'm okay with that. Especially if it's the same character, like that'd be kind of cool, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I played a little bit of Bully, but I mean, yeah, I can kind of agree. I mean, it's all right, but I don't know. Maybe it's because of the age; it didn't really age well. Maybe, but maybe with Bully 2, we'll see. We'll see.
When did the first Bully come out? It's been like so long, right?
Like 2000 something, 2003.
Yeah, just hearing that name, it's like, man, I haven't played that game in like probably over 10 years.
Bully came out in 2006, actually.
Yeah, like I haven't.
2006. Yep.
Yeah, it's been over 10 years since I played it. Probably like a long.
It's been longer for that. Trust me. I played it like on PS2, and that was it.
Jeez.
I never even played the updated version of it. I played the PS2 version of it.
Yeah. That would kind of be cool though.
That'd be nuts.
What about? Isn't there supposed to be a new Tales game? Are they gonna maybe potentially show
Tales of Arise?
Tales of Arise.
That would be cool if they did.
Before the collector's edition was even announced, I had already pre-ordered the collector's edition.
He said, "Let me cop real quick."
No, like seriously, I went to the website. I went to Bandai and I saw that they had like early on. This is maybe like 6 or 7 months ago. They had a pre-order the limited edition. And I'm like, I don't even know what's in it. Click it. I'm a big Tales fan, so I was like, I have to. That game looks phenomenal, man. It looks beautiful. And I gotta give Bandai Namco credit. What they did was they went like, okay, PS5 came out. They delayed it a little bit just so they could have a PS5 version. So they got a PS5 and PS4 version coming out. And I'm like, that's freaking smart, man. Why can't more companies do that shit?
Yeah.
It's like if you notice that PS5 is doing pretty good, let's maybe make it for another console besides an older console. Do it.
Yep, I agree. So I guess that knocks GTA 6 out of the water.
When does that
Not happening.
That one game I think we talked about like off like just in a call randomly. I think it was it's supposed to come out very soon. The demo just dropped for it. Scarlet Nexus.
Scarlet Nexus.
Yeah.
Nexus looks good too.
Yeah, that looks like something I may actually be interested in.
I don't think they're gonna show that in E3.
Because doesn't that drop? It drops like really soon.
Yeah, it's coming out. I don't think they need to. Like, hey guys, we're gonna show a trailer down.
Especially when they came out with a demo.
Yeah, I don't remember if it comes out after. Does it come out after E3? I wasn't sure if it.
Does it come out June?
I thought it came out like end of June.
Yeah,
I think it comes out. Let me see. I'll look at it real fast.
I don't know how I feel about Scar. I'm probably gonna download the demo.
They'll probably just do a little like kind of.
If it comes out,
they might do like a little like, just like, hey, this is out now or out soon or something. Like they might not do anything too crazy for it, but that was just something I'm kind of interested in.
Scarlet Nexus, the only thing I kind of agree with Miles on it is like I want to play it a lot. I just want to see if it's. See, I know a lot of people. I'm gonna get some hate for this. I love Monster Hunter, but I'm also not a diehard fan of Monster Hunter. Like Monster Hunter has always had this kind of middle ground with me. Like sometimes I really love it, sometimes I dislike it. And Scarlet Nexus kind of looks like a little bit too much like Monster Hunter. I'm like, I don't want to play a Monster Hunter game right now. Especially if the Monster Hunter World. Monster Hunter World was amazing. And I don't want to play anything that's lesser than that. So I kind of hope it's its own thing, you know? But it looked good, though. Oh! Casey brought up a good one. Freaking Ghostwire.
Oh, I remember when we first saw something from that. Yeah, that
looks incredible.
And Deathloop.
Deathloop 2. Deathloop got delayed, didn't it?
Probably. They can still show it, though.
I think, yeah, that's true. It got delayed. I know, but yeah, they can still show it. And then, well, let me see. We had questions from people. Let me throw that out real fast. Are you guys going to stream your reactions to E3? I mean, we could do that probably, depending on what day it was.
We could. Actually, that would be kind of cool if we could do it in a call.
Maybe like one of the days. I don't know. It depends what days.
It comes out. That's the problem.
Yeah,
because it comes out on the day. Right, because if it's like a weekend, like today, we can do it, obviously, but
because I'll probably be working like during most of it, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's a sad reality. That's
tell my boss like, hey, I need this weekend off. Sorry,
I need to stream. I need to stream E3. You'd be like, yeah, you know what? You go stream the unemployment lines then. Like, oh, damn it!
You can go stream in the bathroom.
Shit, I've been waiting for this time anyway.
It's my time. But all right, so
Yuki Ali asks, what anime that would make for a great game if it does well? Well, I know they're doing a Demon Slayer game, which I'm.
Oh, I think Nick asked that, right? Did Nick?
I was like, no, Yuki asked that. What anime game would you guys
Yuki
want?
asked it and then Nick asked it. They both asked it. Okay.
I want.
So
Nick asked about a crossover. Okay.
Oh,
I want a Berserk RPG.
I want another Berserk. I mean, because there actually have been Berserk games before.
Not a Muso though.
No, there was one that came out on the PS2 that I played. It's really good, and unfortunately, no one played it because it's just never released in America. But it's really freaking good, really good.
I think I know what you're talking about.
I've played it actually recently. It's even now it's still held up, and it's a PS2 game. But yeah, it'd be nice to see an actual RPG. I just don't. Would it be bad if it was turn based?
Oh, jeez. That would be great.
Asuka's move. Attack.
Anime that would make for a good game.
Gintama.
What's up? I forgot to say.
Gintama.
Aren't there already Gintama games?
Sorry about that, but that was my dad.
I know, you're fine. Isn't there already a Gintama game? I thought there was one. But maybe not in the West or something.
There's no this Gintama. Well, there's you can import one that's in full English. It's like the Musu game though, and that wasn't that great, to be honest with you. That was okay.
You know what I want? I want some kind of like kaiju fighters 3D all stars or some shit like that. You got Dynazenon, you got Gridman, you got Kaiju number 8.
You got Godzilla.
You got all of them in one fucking game, man. like what Gundam did. That Gundam game.
I would love.
There's probably been games of like Ultraman and shit, right? So
there's a lot of games.
But no, that shit would be sweet if they did some shit like that. Like it's probably impossible because like licensing and all that shit. But
yeah, Dude, they have they have a crossover. They have a crossover game of kaiju. Like it has Ultraman, it has Evangelion Unit 01, and it's like you're trying to escape the city while these things are just crushing everything around. And I'm like, that came out of Japan. That was fully playable, but the thing was that
some kaiju fighter game that would be fucking sick.
What the hell? Why do we get this shit in America? We need this stuff in America. Come on.
You know what would also be pretty cool though?
What's up?
If they show us, fine. Well, they have to at this point. But God of War Ragnarok.
I played all the Super Robot War games, by the way. Yuki.
God of War Ragnarok.
Wait, what? What did you say?
I said God of War Ragnarok.
Yeah, that's probably not going to show. I mean, that's also probably a state of play game. I feel like
they won't show a showcase, but I think they'll show at least a little trailer, if anything. At least. At the very least.
Probably.
Do they have a release date or anything for that yet, or no?
No.
Any like a window? Date. There's nothing.
Nah, they shown like an image. That's really it. Like I think it was like a Ragnarok is coming or something like that. But that's about it. So I'm pretty certain that they'll at least show us something in E3. They probably won't show us gameplay or anything like that, but at least a trailer.
It has to be It has to be crazy because like we didn't have any like a E3 last year or whatever, and
yeah,
I feel like they really got to come in like swinging with this one.
They do.
They should. I don't want no musicals. I don't want no fucking like talking. I just show us the games. That's we're here for the games.
It's not gonna happen. They're gonna have those musicals.
There's gonna be fucking musicals, dude.
There's got to be musicals. There's gonna be at least.
I mean,
just like you said, you put 3 of them in there.
To celebrate Skyrim PS5 very special HD edition, we're bringing in our Bethesda orchestra to play a song. Geez. To play a song for you.
All the older games, all of them.
I mean,
it's gonna be
the Ghost of Tsushima musical was cool, but that's about it.
Ghost of Tsushima 2, though, man. Come on.
Yeah, but what would the sequel? I'm like, what would
they probably will be announcing a sequel, but I don't know if they'll show it for E3. To be honest,
I know.
Too soon. It's too soon for that.
You brought that up, and I was like, shit.
That's a good one, by the way.
Need that.
Christopher Host says thoughts of the future of VR games like Half-Life Alyx. I didn't get to play Half-Life Alyx. I watched Let's Plays of it. I hate the fact that came out. Just because the sole reason that now I always want Half-Life 3 out. And we're still never going to get Half-Life 3. So damn it. I want Half-Life so bad, though.
I don't even know when the hell I'll be able to play some like VR games like that. Isn't the headset or whatever it's like pretty expensive?
No, it's not like I mean you can get the Oculus I think for like 200 I think, not even.
That's not
to say it's cheap.
That's as much as a booster box now.
Yeah, it's not super. Oh yeah, I know.
Deal.
Buy a fucking Pokemon card
you put it in those terms. All right, that ain't shit. Oh man. Black Curum said, an anime that would be perfect for a game would be Tensura, Slime. It reminds me a lot of Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. That would actually be cool.
I can only see that being an RPG though, to be honest with you.
I mean, yeah, because there's like a lot of different kind of things that you can do in that world, that there is in that world.
I got something to blow your guys' minds, and I want to see if it, because I doubt either one of you know about it. Did you guys know there's a Rising of the Shield Hero game?
No.
Yeah, there's a Rising of the Shield Hero game, and I told Neko about this actually like maybe a week ago. That came out on Android and also the PC. It's licensed by Kadokawa, so it's not like a bullshit game. It's a real game, but it's done with RPG Maker. And I'm like, why?
With RPG Maker?
Why did this company let Rising of the Shield Hero come out as an RPG Maker game? Like, I don't understand that. And I didn't know about this. I was just randomly going through my phone, and I was like,
"Isn't that what people use for like Isn't that what people use for like Pokemon like ROM hacks?
Like they use it for like bullshit stuff, like like you hear those like RPGs you hear about that Let's Players do all this stuff for and all that. Yeah. They do those, but I'm like, why? You had a big company. They spent money on this because they have animated cutscenes. They have like actual like music from the show and music from like they made like music for the game itself, and I'm like, wait, you spent a lot of money on this, and yet it looks like shit.
It looks like shit.
It looks like shit, dude. It looks bad. It's only $15. There's a reason it's only $15.
Is this like
Why?
it's like a Japanese like exclusive like it's
No,
only on
it's
Japan.
in English. It's
Oh,
fully.
it has it
You
in
can go.
English?
You can go right now on Steam. Look
Oh,
up Rise of the Shield Hero game. It's based. It follows the anime. It's a legit release.
oh
But
man.
it came out and like no, I never even heard of it. It's a wild to me. Yeah. So Deco says I get to travel with Raphelia. I always get her name messed up. Raphelia. Yes, you can, and you get to turn based with her, where Narafumi only does defense and occasional attack because that's all he could do. That's the whole game. That's just strange to me, man.
But we still got a couple more though.
Pokemon.
Now
Let's talk about Pokemon. Let's talk about Pokemon because we gotta wrap this up soon.
We wrote down some Nintendo games here. So we're just gonna briefly talk about like maybe
let's
like three,
Pokemon.
maybe
Let's
three.
just go Pokemon.
But anyways, so this is the whole list of what we have. We have Bayonetta 3, which should come out. Hopefully, I'm hoping. I really want it to come out.
I really never got into the second one. Like I love the first one.
The second one's really good.
I heard. I love the first one. I just never played the second one for some reason.
Yeah, I mean so we will have like hopefully Bayonetta 3 coming out, but like I did want to mention this, but it's probably not going to happen because I think there was a recent interview that said that Metroid Prime Trilogy is not going to happen, which kind of sucks. I don't know if that's just like a PR stunt right there, but it probably won't get announced now if the directors are coming out saying that it's not going to. The only reason why I bring that up is because it would bring much more anticipation for Metroid Prime 4, which they said was coming out.
Oh, Metroid Prime.
That would be smart, but
yeah. So I don't know, but we'll see.
Might just be finessing.
Exactly. We also have the new Donkey Kong game that's coming out, and it's made by the same people who made Mario Odyssey.
Well, by the Rise of the Shield Hero game,
which I think is going to be pretty cool.
Is it like a brand new like standalone sort of game kind of thing, or what? Is it like a?
Yeah, I think it's going to be an entirely new Donkey Kong game. I mean,
okay.
I haven't played a Donkey Kong game in forever, but like Mario Odyssey,
the last Donkey Kong game I probably played was like Donkey Kong Jungle Beat.
Yeah,
wow.
You guys remember that?
Yeah,
dude, that game was
old, man.
Yeah.
It was good though, but it was old.
That was the last time I probably played a Donkey Kong game.
They said that Donkey Kong Mario Odyssey inspired game, so I mean, we'll see if that comes in fruition. But that would be really interesting if that's something that Nintendo does unveil.
That would be cool.
But the biggest thing,
Shield Hero game, by the way,
the biggest thing that will probably be at the showcase is Pokemon Arceus.
All right, cool.
So Pokemon Arceus, when it initially came out, at least from what they showed, it looks pretty ambitious. Looks pretty cool. But the thing is that graphically, it does not look great. So
no,
I think
it's
from what
they're from people for the graphics.
Yeah,
a lot of flack.
Yeah, so what I think, I don't know if it's gonna get delayed. But
it's still really early in the stages though, so
it's like that's the thing. It's
I didn't really look too much into it, like what I saw, but just like the general idea, the general like concept, what they're aiming for.
Yeah,
it's like give them time, and I know that it's actually coming out, like it'll be here before we know it. Like it comes out start of 2022, right? Beginning of 2022.
Yeah, I think something like that. Yeah,
Arceus,
Diamond and Pearl is coming out this year.
Yeah,
2022.
Yeah. So I mean, they still have a good amount of time, but I mean, still, when they first showed that, I was like, I didn't really like want to try to look too much into it, but just the general idea behind it is like, is this the direction that Pokemon is going to go, like into the future, like with the mainline games potentially? It's like,
here's the thing: would you guys keep would you guys keep wanting more Pokemon games like Sword and Shield? Because I love that concept, don't get me wrong, but at the same time it's a tired and kind of drawn out concept at this point. It's always the same, go around, catch Pokemon, defeat trainers, rinse and repeat. So yeah, I mean I'm not saying it's bad. Like
I mean they did add like the wild area and like the Dynamax
right,
stuff.
but that was
the
like,
raids.
but that always felt like tacked on stuff. Like to me,
Yeah.
that always felt tacked on. It didn't feel like it was. You didn't need to do any of that, you know.
Right,
You,
right,
you could avoid 99% of it if you wanted to.
right.
Besides the first time, I think they teach you what it actually does early on. And I like, I don't mind the idea of what Arceus is doing because Arceus, because I think that's kind of cool. Let's see how it works. If it doesn't work out, then yeah, we have to go back to the original way of doing it. The bottom line.
It's very ambitious, but
it definitely is. Yes.
I mean, it sounds really cool. It looks really cool too.
It does, yeah. I think they said it's inspired by like feudal Edo Japan or something like that.
Oh, I mean the world. I decided to pull the images up too. They show like the watercolor painting and the kind of kanji stuff.
Yeah,
it looks like that time period. Yeah,
I think it's so cool that they're because I know a lot of people like because I say like in terms of like the like actual regions like the Sinnoh and then what is Black and White, the Unova, right? Unova region, right?
Yeah.
Like those two regions, probably people would argue it's between one of those two for like the region with like the most like rich history potentially that you could do something with. I know a lot of people want like Black and White remakes. I've heard people of course want that. Now like with Diamond and Pearl getting theirs and whatnot. So I'm kind of it's kind of cool to me that they are going with Sinnoh because Sinnoh is probably, I would say, like my second favorite region because I would probably say Hoenn's my favorite and then probably Sinnoh. Honestly,
agree with that,
yeah. So it's really cool to me that, but apparently it's gonna stretch throughout like a bunch of regions and all that, and like a bunch of different Pokemon from different regions. It's not
and
just
then
gonna,
DLC will happen.
It's not gonna strictly follow just like Sinnoh. It's kind of gonna feel like a new. It seems like it's gonna feel like sort of a new kind of thing, which is actually really cool in my eyes.
Yeah.
Pokemon World.
That would be pretty sweet. I mean, it definitely, like I said, looks like an ambitious game. It looks like they're doing some pretty cool stuff, but I definitely think that Pokemon definitely needs an upgrade at this point. It needs to definitely try something different. I mean, we're gonna get the new Diamond and Pearl remakes. I mean, okay, cool. You know what I mean? I mean, I'm excited for them. But I mean, it's like, yeah, I've already played the games. I mean, hopefully there's gonna be a little bit more different. Isn't it?
I feel like I feel like I should be like I was excited. I'm excited for it, obviously. Like, but I don't know. It just feels like. I just think of like Omega Ruby, Alpha Sapphire. I think of Heart Gold, Soul Silver. Like they did so much with those games, like to kind of like add a flair, like spice things up, or like do different shit. This just seems like a straight up like copy and paste HD like remaster. It's like literally just the same shit. It seems like they're like I was like, okay, come on, like Dialga and Palkia have to have new forms at least or something, right?
Yeah,
but. From the covers that we saw, it doesn't look like that's happening because you would think if they had new forms, they would have it on the covers, for crying out loud. Yeah, I would think so. People are like saying that, oh, it looks like they're evolving or transforming in the covers or whatnot, or they're in the process of it. I was like, that might be
that's a stretch.
Yeah, it might be kind of a stretch. I don't know. I'm worried, but in the back of my mind too, it's just like, okay, cool. I'll have a HD sort of remaster of a game of a region I love, but then it allows Game Freak, it allows, because they gave the remaster to another studio, right? Primarily. So Game Freak, if Game Freak has a lot more time to work on this mainline game, which is a very ambitious idea, and if they're pouring so much into that and that turns out good, it's like, okay, I guess I'll take that. Like that works out for me. So. I mean, you got to kind of take and, it's like take take what you can get is what I would say. And maybe like, because there is like this other studio working on this, maybe with other remasters, or if they continue going down this route where they're doing these remasters, like maybe they start to add or flare, spice things up. But I love what they did with Omega Ruby, Alpha Sapphire. I feel like that really added a lot more enjoyment to something I already really enjoyed. Like I loved what that had, and then Heart Gold and Soul Silver, obviously. So it doesn't seem like we're gonna have that necessarily with Diamond and Pearl remakes, but we do have the main we do have the mainline game that apparently they're pouring a lot into. So I guess I'll take that. honestly. But hey, there may still be surprises with the Diamond and Pro remix. I don't know.
There might be hope.
Exactly.
So we'll see what comes out, but I don't know. I mean, I think we pretty much said what we could. That's
you know
really
what Pokemon should do?
now.
You know what I just thought of, by the way, that Pokemon should do?
Okay, yeah.
You guys remember the Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness games? They need to
Dude,
do
those would be sick.
Dude.
I loved Gale of Darkness.
Imagine.
And the one before that, it was so good.
Imagine.
If we could play that on the Switch at least.
They won't do it. They won't do it, but
you know what I loved about that? I don't like. You know why they won't do it? Because people won't get the full amount of Pokemon because those games had a reduced amount of Pokemon to collect. Yeah. But I loved that it had a really I think deep and complex story.
Yeah.
That just felt like you were playing an anime.
I love that game.
I really do too.
Both of them.
I think we could do like a remaster of them. That'd be nice.
That would be cool.
But I doubt it will happen.
They won't do it. Nice. They won't do it. There's no way.
100%. But that's why I think the best way to wrap this up is that Pokemon I think needs that kind of chance, that risk, only because if it keeps doing the way it's doing right now, it's gonna just constantly be another Pokemon game, and you'll always have diehard Pokemon fans that won't care about that, but then you'll have older fans that go, I'm kind of getting tired of burnt out of Pokemon. Eventually you're gonna have it where people get burnt out of it.
Yeah.
Because it happens. It happens with every major franchise, and Pokemon's had its moments where people thought, hey, maybe I'm not gonna play with another one because of this or that. It does happen.
Right.
But I think we need that little kind of a chance. If it works, doesn't work. If it not to it's two different realms entirely. But for example, Yakuza Like a Dragon, right? That came out, and for those who played Yakuza, I played every single Yakuza game to come out: 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. I love them all, but they're all beat 'em ups. Like you venture around, punch the crap out of enemies. And Yakuza Like a Dragon was turn based, where it changed the whole formula of these games up. And that was one of the most popular games of the franchise, ironically. People bought that weren't even fans of Yakuza that bought that. And it goes to show you that, hey, maybe sometimes you need a kick in the pants of your development and change up things to take that chance. And, if it works, it works. If not, go back to what people like, because obviously that's going to be, and Pokemon,
at least you tried it.
To lose it,
At least you tried
exactly.
It. Yeah.
You took that chance.
Right.
Yeah.
I feel like this E3 has to be. It's probably going to be a pretty big one, honestly. Like I said, because of what they, we didn't have it last year. Things are kind of going back to normal in a way. I feel like this is going to be. It's going to be a big one. I mean, E3 obviously is always big. It's always regardless, but this one especially. I don't want to kind of have too high of expectations, but I know I'm not the craziest gamer or anything like that.
Right.
But I don't know. I'm
gonna
excited.
Be big. I just don't think it's good. I think it's gonna be muted still. It's not gonna be super big. It won't be the biggest E3 ever, but it will definitely be big because they want to show people, hey, listen, we're going back to normal a little bit here and there. It's the pathway to that normality. But it's definitely gonna be something
I'm excited.
I think worth watching. Yeah, exactly.
And when does it start again? In a week or two, right?
I think June.
It's the first or second week.
E3 comes out in June 12th, so yeah.
June 12th.
32 days.
Yo, let's go.
And what is it? 3 days? 2 or 3 days?
No, 30. No, it's the 12th.
It's just the 12th. I thought I thought it usually goes for a couple days.
Oh, I don't know.
The 12th is on a Saturday though.
That's good.
Damn, I work.
Damn.
I might have to take off that day, and then I'll have Sunday off too.
You should literally put in your
I should tell him now.
Yeah,
I'm about to do that tomorrow.
And then literally we can.
I might do that tomorrow. I'm not even kidding. I'm dead ass.
Yeah. Just say, hey, I won't be able to make it Saturday. Got some family shit.
going on a weekend trip.
It's gonna be online still, obviously because of COVID, but it will be 3 days. It'll be from June 12th to 15th.
Oh online. Shit! Okay, so Sunday I'll be sweet.
Right, okay. And they're gonna still do it. Microsoft, Nintendo definitely will be there apparently, so that's kind of cool. So I mean,
you might miss out on a certain showcase though. That's the only thing. I don't know what their schedule is like though, because usually they have Saturday for Bethesda, let's say for example, or
right.
For those which we're happy that you guys want us to do it. Don't rely on us to do it because it's not because we don't want to, but at the same time we don't want to make that promise that's we'll do every single day. Saturday we all work. Sunday we might be able to do it with no issue. Monday probably, maybe not. We'll see what happens. So
I want to see the schedule. I want to see the schedule, and then like maybe try to pinpoint like the ones that I really want to like sit. Like I'm gonna watch all of it probably, but the ones I would maybe want to stream or something like that.
Right, and then we'll all be talking about individual channels / Twitter, etc. So you can follow us for each one of us individually for our own thoughts and stuff like that. But maybe keyword maybe. We'll do like after E3, we'll do a talk.
We can at least do an afterthoughts, yeah.
We could always try to do that, like again maybe, because we've made this promise before. AniBrigade's come back a lot of times. We're back, and we come back with one episode that's like we're back 3 months later, and then we're back a year later. We're back. It's like,
hey, guess what? We're back again.
We're back.
Hey, to be honest though, this summer like there's gonna be a lot of. For me, it's gonna be a lot more free time, so hopefully I'm playing more games this summer. Cause just looking ahead, looking ahead, the summer season of anime looks pretty dry to me, at least.
It's probably gonna be dry after this fucking huge spring and even the winter. Summer might be a little down a little bit, but I mean it kind of makes sense for anime to die down a little bit this summer because people are gonna be out and
then fall is gonna be crazy. I think
I already 100%.
Yeah, but. I think that really about does it. I mean, I think we're all excited, obviously, for E3.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah,
this was pretty much wrapped it up.
Yeah, we'll wrap it up. We answered all you guys' questions. I mean, if we missed any of you, we apologize. But thank you guys for all attending. By the way, seriously.
Oh yeah, it was random. It was random as hell. It was
yeah.
I literally yesterday just went off on a whim, and I was like,
hey guys, we're doing AniBrigade.
I was like, got AniBrigade tomorrow. I was like. And they're like, dude, are you serious?
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm down for it.
Valid reaction though, because I probably would have asked the same thing if I said that. Like, if I was in y'all's shoes, I would have been like, dude, are you serious?
Are you
kidding me?
But yeah, guys. Again, make sure to like and share the video as much as possible, and make sure to subscribe. Do all that social media jazz. It shows us that if you want us to continue doing it, we'll try to do as best as possible. Yeah, you guys have anything else to finally add to it? No?
Yes. I think we should let's keep it going for another 30 minutes.
Let's not. Work in 5 hours. I need some sleep.
Okay. No, but for real, we're gonna end it off right here, guys. So thank you very much for joining as well. I am Myruzu.
I'm Blade.
I'm Memoli.
Yeah. Memoli.
And we'll see you guys next year. No, I'm just kidding.
See us next year when we come back after we're back again. We'll be 50 years old.
No, but seriously, next year, all right.
Yeah.
Bye. No, I'm just kidding.
Bye.
No,
see you. Bye.
Thanks for watching, guys.